Hey people, Kevin Thomas, On Point Fighting. We got an interesting fight coming up tonight. Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. I am officially picking Shakur Stevenson to win the fight. But, I mean, this could be a very interesting, very competitive match depending on how Valdez decides to fight the fight. If Valdez fights Shakur the same way that he fought Burchell, using a lot of movement, I mean, it could make things very interesting and be very interesting to see how Shakur adjusts to that. Now, the chances of Valdez actually opting to fight that way are slim. He's probably going to fight him the way he fought the guy after Burchell, which was Conseco, or however you pronounce that guy's name, the guy that won the gold medal in boxing in the Olympics for Brazil, where he just decided to pressure him and walk forward, typical Mexican and Mexican American style fighting. And that, I think, is the way that he's going to fight Shakur, because Shakur is a powder puff puncher, and he's there with his trainers and stuff, and they're telling him, listen, this guy can't hurt you, just go forward, pressure him, back him up, which is going to be a prescription for failure and probably a prescription for a boring fight. We'll see what happens. Well, congratulations to Shakur Stevenson. He beat the crap out of Oscar Valdez last night. And just as I thought he would, Oscar Valdez came out with that bullshit style, that bullshit game plan. Oh yeah, I'm going to be the aggressor. I'm going to make him go backwards. I'm going to press the action all night. Like, oh my God. If you're a student of boxing, you should have known better than that. Your trainer, Reynoso, should have known better than that. And if they don't, you need to kick them all to the curb. So that plan that Oscar Valdez came out with, in order for that plan to have a chance of being successful, you have to at least match your opponent's offensive output. And really, you should exceed your opponent's offensive output, which he failed to do. He could not match Stevenson's offensive output. And for the most part, Valdez, his offense, it was, inferior quality. Getting some poor uppercuts on the inside. But, like I said, every now and then landing the straight right. But overall, the quality of his offense, left a lot to be desired. So he came. Also, somebody's got to tell these people. Somebody's got to tell them, listen, you are not Julio Cesar Chavez. So stop trying to fight like him. You should have came out and fought the same way you fought Burchell, like I said, and then you would have had a chance of winning. As it is now, I said, they were coming out with this thing about, oh yeah, well, this guy doesn't have any punching power. We're going to just walk right through him, and we're Mexicans and we're tough, and then we can take the punishment or whatever. And just as I predicted, Stevenson picked the guy apart. Had his face all messed up at the end of the fight, and won a unanimous decision by like a huge margin. It was ridiculous, and knocked him down once, in the process. So. Valdez was off balance, but if you get hit when you're off balance, you go down, that's a knockout. If you're off balance and you fall and there's no punch, that's not going to be ruled a knockout. So, yeah, that was definitely a knockdown. Knockdown, not knockout. That was definitely a knockdown. So, again, good fight for Shakur Stevenson. He was getting hit with a little bit too many straight right hands. I'd like to see him work on that. But, his future is looking bright, and Valdez got to go back to the drawing board and get a winning strategy, man. Get some people that can teach him how to box. Man, pathetic.